Tri-C is rolling out a common reading program this fall to get students, faculty, and staff all reading and talking about the same text. Our text this fall is The Postmortal by Drew Magri. In this dystopian novel, Magri imagines a world of eternal youth. Science develops a vaccine that pauses the aging process, allowing people to be young and beautiful almost for the rest of their lives. But in the wake of this seeming medical miracle, well-known institutions like marriage, religion, retirement, and careers fall apart. People begin to run out of money, cities run out of room, and the world runs out of resources. The novel itself begs the question, would the world really be a better place if we lived forever?
What's the shelf life of a Twinkie? Is it 20 years? 30 years? They say that a Twinkie can last 37 years or more and look exactly the way it did when you took it out of the package. If you could look exactly the way you do right now, 100 years from now, would you want that? This is a question that's raised by the Common Reading Program text, The Postmortal by Drew Magarri. Other questions like this, including, would you like to live with your spouse for 100 years, 200 years, 300 years if you lived that long? In Drew Magarri's book, A Cure for Aging is discovered, and it's made available to the general public. Is that a good idea? If you were the leader of a country and the cure for aging were available, would you make it available to everyone? Students at the Tri-C Western Campus are going to be debating these questions at one of the Common Reading Program events that we've planned for the fall semester. In addition to that event, we are also going to be having viewings of The Immortalists, which is a Sly documentary film related to topics that are raised in the text. In addition to that, we're also going to have an essay contest at the Western Campus and a reimaginings contest, which is a art contest which offers students the opportunity to reimagine some aspect of the text through a new medium. For example, culinary arts or music or poetry. So we hope that you will get your students involved in some way in the Common Reading Program events that we have scheduled across the campuses this fall, and we look forward to sharing with you.
One of the highlights of this year's Common Reading Program is a visit from the author himself, Drew Magri. Drew's visit will take place on Wednesday, October 21st and Thursday, October 22nd, right when we should be in the heat of our discussions about the novel. During his two-day visit, Drew will give a reading at all 4 of our campuses. So here's a breakdown of Drew's visit. On Wednesday, October 21st, Drew will be at the Eastern Campus where he'll give a reading from 12 to 1:30. Then that afternoon, he'll travel to the Western Campus where he'll give a reading from 3 to 4:30. Then that evening, he'll be at the Metropolitan Campus where there'll be a reception for Drew from 6 to 7 and where he'll give a reading from 7 to 8. On Thursday, October 22nd, Drew will travel to West Shore where he will give a reading from 11 to 12:30. Now, even if you are not using the Postmortal in one of your classes, please encourage your students to read the book on their own and attend one of Drew's readings. By the way, Drew will also participate in a Q&A after each reading. And I, for one, have a few questions for Drew. For example, is he working on a sequel, perhaps to be called The Postmortal? Or maybe a prequel to be called The Premortal? Drew will also do a book signing as part of his campus visits, which I think is a pretty cool way to make sure that we hang on to these books for a long, long time.
This summer, the Common Reading Committee has worked diligently to create its own Common Reading website, which gives access to all of the Postmortal's multimedia resources, study guides, and events. Within the site, you can find 4 tabs: the home page, the resource page, the events page, and the contacts page. On the resources page, both students and faculty can access their own LibGuides developed by our own library faculty. Because the text lends to such a rich cross-discipline discussion, faculty can access in-class assignments and activities organized by theme and discipline. Students can also access their own LibGuide, where they can find related readings, research options, and ways to navigate their research surrounding the text. It's also important to note that all of the assignments and activities listed on the website were contributed by faculty college-wide, so we want to thank them for all their hard work this summer. Our hope is that the CRP website, along with the LibGuides, helps stir a lot of momentum and excitement as we approach the co-curricular activities this fall.
The Common Reading Program wishes to thank Ann Proudfit, Paul Cox, and the numerous faculty across all campuses who have worked very hard to make this program possible. We see the Common Reading Program as being a really unique opportunity to bring faculty and students together in a rich and rewarding discussion of a really interesting and thoughtful text. Although we hope to continue the program moving forward, it won't happen unless we get a large number of faculty and students involved. So please, pick up a copy of the book, read it, encourage your students to read it, and join us for an exciting semester of activity and discussion.